Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Geiger, and I thought I'd just do a quick video, a video news video, if you will. So if you haven't heard the news, a couple of months ago I did a video called "How PS Now Can Combat the Game Pass," basically. If you don't know what PlayStation Now is, it's a subscription-based service on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, which gives you access to over like 300 PS4 games and some PS2 games to download, and about 400 plus PS3 games to stream. And I've already talked about PlayStation Now in depth many times, but with the Game Pass, the Game Pass may have less games on the Game Pass, but for the value that they've done, Game Pass now has Game Pass Ultimate, which includes both Xbox Games with Gold membership and the Game Pass. And the Game Pass is great because it gets a lot of AAA titles day one, and it's great value for money. PlayStation Now, unfortunately, has been struggling quite a bit, and Sony have actually well, there's no official announcement from Sony yet, but the news has been a bit all over the internet from Bloomberg, I believe that's the company, and they're quite good when it comes to these rumors or whatever you want to call them. So this isn't a definitive yes, this is happening, but there's a high chance that it is. So Sony are going to be doing something called Project Spartacus. A lot of people are saying, is it because of the whole, Game Pass is Rome and PlayStation is Spartacus? I don't know. But, I already talked about how the Game Pass could easily be compatible by PlayStation Now. I talked about how they could, make all of the games downloadable, maybe add some other systems on there. And there has actually been an announcement, that hopefully at some point in the new year, in springtime, Project Spartacus is going to be the updated, if you will, version of the PlayStation Now. And it's going to be coming in 3 tiers, basically. The first tier, which is the lowest tier, will be just the PlayStation Plus membership, which will obviously, you get your 3 games a month, and then you get your cloud saves, your online playable things, which will be the lowest tier. The second tier will include both PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now, which will include just some PS4 and PS5 games able to download and play. Kind of like the Game Pass in some sense, but these will be PS4 and PS5. And then the highest tier is the one that I'm most excited about, is actually going to be, it's rumored to be, includes both PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now, but actually it's going to include not only PlayStation 1, PlayStation 4 games and PlayStation 5 games, but include PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and even some PlayStation Portable games. Now, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work. I'd imagine it will be very similar to how PlayStation Now works, in the sense that PS4 and PS2 games will be downloadable, and then PlayStation 3, PlayStation 1 and PSP games will be streamable. If this is the case, I think this will be an excellent idea by Sony. And there's no confirmed prices or anything, but I imagine you're looking somewhere in the sort of £20 to £30 price for the highest tier. And what sort of games, if this is the case, what would be the best option available? I think if you're going to get the highest tier, it would be awesome if you could download the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 3 games and the PlayStation 2 games and the PSP games. That's high hopes, really. If that was the case, I think it would be an excellent choice, because there was a lot of buzz about the PlayStation 5, having backwards compatibility. And, since the PlayStation 3, backwards compatibility hasn't been, huge with PlayStation. Sony have sort of already addressed this situation and said, they're not it's not their main focus. But I think with, you know, the Xbox and Microsoft offering great backwards compatibility and the Game Pass, I think Sony have sort of looked back and gone, okay, you know what, people are actually paying for this Game Pass and people are actually using this backwards compatibility. You know, I think it would be awesome, you know, because while it may not be full backwards compatibility, it's certainly definitely a big step up, basically. And if you can, you know, if you've got let's say you've got a PS4, you know, being able to play PS1, 2, 3 and PSP games as well as PS4 games, and if you've got a PlayStation 5, of course, PlayStation 5 games, I think that would be awesome. You know, PlayStation Now is it's a decent service if you have a decent internet provider or, you know, good connection. And we've already talked about this in depth before. But, you know, if you're going to be able to play PlayStation 1 games, PlayStation 2 games, PlayStation 3 and PSP games, I can't imagine what sort of games we'd be expecting from them and how they would work. You know, because with the PlayStation 3, you know, the PlayStation 3, you can play PlayStation 1 games as well as PlayStation 3 games, and only the early models of the PlayStation 3, the rare models, if you will, can play PlayStation 2 games. But you could still play PlayStation 2 games digital on the PlayStation 3. And it's the same with the PS4. You can purchase and play digital PlayStation 2 games downloadable. They're called legacy games, basically. They were, you know, not remade games, but they were PlayStation 2 games that got ports, basically, and, you know, had slight enhancements. And I think some of them also came with achievements or trophies or whatever. You know, if Sony go ahead with this Project Spartacus, I think it will be an excellent move by Sony. And I think going forward, I think this will definitely help Sony with, you know, sort of combat Microsoft. Because while I've already said, while the Sony have better selection of games available, you know, they do have better exclusives. They tend to bring out more games for the system, you know, whereas Microsoft are sort of going towards trying to give the best fan base options, basically the best you know, fan service, if you will, with backwards compatibility and Game Pass. You know, these things are, you know, well received in the community, and that's why a lot of people, you know, like having an Xbox, because you can go back and play some of these older games, and, you know, Game Pass it's all downloadable, you know, so you're not going to have any connection problems with streaming. You know, there was a, you know, I'll be interested to see how they go about doing this, because if you can do PlayStation 2 games back downloadable, then I don't see why they couldn't do it with PlayStation 1 games downloadable, kind of like how they did on PlayStation 3. PSP games and PS3 games may stay in the streaming. You know, it would be awesome if all of them were available for download. I think that would be huge. I think if every game on this Project Spartacus, you know, or PlayStation Now version 3, basically, because we've already had PlayStation Now version 2, which was the one where you could download PlayStation 4 games and PlayStation 2 games. But I think it will be huge because, you know, like I said, a lot of people may have passed on the PlayStation 3, and I think a lot of people would love to go back and play some of these games that are very hard to find. One thing that I think Sony could really do and really capitalize on this is include some PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 2 games that are kind of rare and sought after games. So games like the Silent Hill games, the Resident Evil games, the Crash Bandicoot games, the Ratchet and Clank games, the RPGs, the Rule of Rose, some of these hard to find, expensive games. Because if you could put those games available on, you know, because a lot of these games are available digital on PlayStation 3 and are cheaper than buying a physical version of them, which is the case with many digital games nowadays. I think a lot of people will go out of their way and go, if I can play, you know, pay £30 a month and be able to play Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know, that is cheaper than buying Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, and 4. I mean, Silent Hill 1 alone is about a 25 to 30 pound game on its own. So, you know, I think Sony have sort of looked at this and gone, we need to do something here. While they've not officially announced anything, you know, these rumors obviously come from somewhere. You know, nothing's confirmed, nothing's definite yet, but a lot of companies and a lot of news report companies are coming out with this news report. So I think this Project Spartacus could be the next big thing, you know. And I think another reason they're doing this is because Sony are aware of the problems getting PS5. You know, people still don't have PS5s yet. And I think, you know, being able to go back and play a bunch of the older systems, I think people will still appreciate and go, well, do you know what? I think this will actually boost PlayStation 4 sales, you know, as well. I think Sony could easily bring out, you know, go, we're going to release some more PS4 consoles, because people will be like, I'm going to want to buy a PS4 console because I can go back and play PS1, PS2, PS3 and PSP games even. You know, I think there's a couple of things that I think Sony need to take in consideration if they're going ahead with this. And first off, obviously, think about downloads and streaming. Try to think, well, what games do you think people would want to download and which ones do you think they'd want to stream? I think PlayStation 2 games, PlayStation 4 games, and possibly PlayStation 1 games should be downloadable. You know, if everything was downloadable, that would be perfect. But again, how easy is that to do? I don't know. You know, that's one thing I need to take in consideration. The second thing I need to take in consideration is price. You know, I think if they overcharge for this, because you got to think Game Pass Ultimate is like $11.99 a month. And yes, PlayStation Now at the moment has over 700 games to play. Let's say only like 300 of those games are downloadable. So technically PlayStation Now does actually have more games to download than Game Pass. But they need to think about their selection. Are they going to downsize this and maybe go, we're going to do only a few games a month on this? Or is it going to be something where they just take what PlayStation Now is now and transfer pretty much everything over and then add stuff over time? And the third thing I think they need to take consideration is how they handle this. They need to be careful how they handle this. I think people will be excited by this news once Sony make the official announcement. I think it will be, you know, there is mixed reactions at the moment because some people like PlayStation Now, some people hate PlayStation Now. I'm kind of in the middle on it. I think it's a good service, but it still has a lot of problems, and these problems still haven't been fixed. They've made some improvements to it, but combining PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus together is a great move and should have been done a long time ago. Adding these PlayStation 1, PlayStation PSP games as well is a huge bonus, and of course PS5 games for those who have a PS5. So I just think it's a great news, and I just wanted to share with you my reaction to it. So I think it's great news, and while it's nothing definite at the moment, you know, you got to think these rumors, if you will, come from somewhere. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of update and thing. I'm actually going to be putting some more stuff up for sale. I'm going to be I feel bad about doing this, but I'm actually going to go through my PS2 games. I've actually got a ton of PS2 games that you know, are kind of rare and stuff like that. So I'm going to try and put some up for sale and see if I can get a little bit more money, because, you know, if PlayStation do go ahead with this, you know, I can still play some of these games anyway, so it's not a big problem to me, and I can always buy these games back in the future if need be. So as always, comment below, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, comment below, let me know what you think about this Project Spartacus, or PlayStation Now 3.0 is what I'm going to call it for now. Let me know if this goes ahead, will you be picking it up, and what you expect from this, what you would like to see. And as always guys, subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Twitch at the Mad Kyger, and as always, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye bye.